Four ordinary guys with extraordinary ideas for Disney parks. This is Main Street Musings,
the experimental podcast of tomorrow.
Welcome back to Main Street Musings, the experimental podcast of tomorrow. My name is Eric, and with us today we have the fear you feel when you're climbing up the incline, Brock Gabbert.
Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
We have the thrill you feel when you raise your hands at that first drop, Jake.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
And the nausea in the pit of your stomach after the third loop-de-loop, we have Tanner.
Hey there.
Welcome. We are talking about roller coasters. Roller Coasters 2, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
I was really thinking merry-go-round with that intro,
2,
but
back in the habit.
The squeakle.
Electric Boogaloo.
I personally am
harder.
always about the squeakle. Ever since that word has been introduced into the English language, it should be used.
2 roller, 2 coaster.
ooh, nice.
Well, thanks for holding down the fort last week while I was gone, guys. It was
You're
nice
welcome.
of you.
Yeah, we missed you, man.
I didn't miss you. I was on vacation.
Okay, well, I feel like it's a vacation every time we record. A real shitty vacation.
Now that we're recording, I
the
think
worst one I've
think
ever
this
had.
would be the perfect time to ask Eric, did you listen to the last episode?
I have not.
Okay.
I was really hoping to dodge that question. I was going to come in and be
I
like,
purposely waited till
"Congratulations,
we were
Brock,
recording."
on your win," and then just like be like, "Oh, obviously he listened to it already," but no.
Well, I asked because I wanted to know which one you would have voted for.
I'll let you know next week.
Okay. I'll hold you to that.
No, he won't.
So we're bringing, this is an all roller coaster episode today. We've here and there we've touched on, roller coasters obviously come up. They're very popular styles of attractions, but this is our second dedicated roller coaster episode, built off of Disney IPs and stuff. And I'm excited. It's always a good time to get to the thrill. It's always a good time to also sort of break down what is and isn't like Disney. What would Disney allow in the
Right.
roller coaster vein, right? Like
That's because most amusement and theme parks are more built around roller coasters. That is the main thing. But Disney is built around dark rides,
Right.
So there's not really a ton of roller coasters in Disney. That number's definitely increased over the last few years, but I think there's not enough. I really enjoy the dark rides. I love the roller coasters we have, but a lot of the parks seem to be lacking a little bit of thrill.
Yeah.
So I think us adding roller coasters is finally going to fix Disney, and they're really going to thank us for it.
yeah.
The saviors of Disney.
I remember my general experience, like fun level experience going to Disneyland skyrocketed in my teenage years when they added what is now the Incredicoaster and what was at the time Screamin' Over California.
Yeah.
And that was
Isn't
just
it
something,
California Screaming?
California Screamin', yeah, that's right.
Because it was a play on the song. Yeah.
Yeah. And just having something that felt like it was my age appropriate that I could go do, felt cool, right?
Right, yeah. Wasn't that the idea with the rocket rods, too?
I think so, but those were so contained and stylized. It was also more of a family thing.
Okay,
this was
gotcha.
the first real true thrill ride. I mean, Space Mountain kind of, but
Right. But it's old and, small. it's essentially, it's a Wildcat coaster. Just
It
it's in
is.
the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm excited. You guys excited?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we want to just jump into pitches? Is there anything else that we have to say?
No, I don't think so. I think we can just jump right in.
Just one bleak note for us. Roller Coasters 1 was one of the first episodes we recorded socially distanced. So
That's right.
we've
good
now
God.
gotten back to Roller Coasters 2, and we've still yet to all four of us record together.
We are coming up soon on our 1-year anniversary. It's coming up in the list. And
Yeah, we're coming up pretty quick
yeah.
on 50 episodes, too.
We only recorded together once.
Yeah.
We recorded a few episodes that day, and
none of
wow.
us have been in the same room together since. Other than my wedding. None of us have been in the same room together at the same time.
well, some of us, but not all of us.
so I
at
said
once,
all
I think
of
is what you're trying to say.
Weren't you listening?
No, you said some of us. You said none of us have been in the room together. Anyway, that's pedantic. And let's talk about
Are we
roller
really
coasters.
doing
I don't know. Do we want to talk about roller coasters, or do we want to really dive in and analyze Jake's statement
Yeah.
some more?
It's cool. We're going to scare off the
Well-
Delta variant, and we're going to record in person real soon. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. So, first to pitch today is going to be Brock.
That's my name. All right. I am pitching a coaster based off of, I kind of want to say a lesser known, but it's people know about it. It's just lesser seen Disney property. And of course, the reason people didn't really see it is COVID.
You're doing a COVID coaster? What?
Yeah, COVID coaster. No, I'm doing a coaster based on Raya and the Last Dragon. So the movie had some flaws, but I think it's really a masterclass in world building. It's a really fun world that they've created for it. It's received a lot of comparisons to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I agree with.
The show, not the movie.
Just the. Well, there are some comparisons to the movie
okay.
I think I could make. For instance, they took what could have been a masterpiece and slapped some crap onto it. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the movie The Iron Giant, but there
That's
is a
one of my
scene in
favorite
which Dean glues a bunch of junk onto the Iron Giant to make him look like a sculpture he made in the junkyard. And that's what this movie feels like. It feels like an amazing piece that someone just glued some junk onto. However, I really enjoyed most of the movie. So we're going to set a roller coaster in this world, in the world of Kumandra. In the world of Kumandra, the dragons have been missing for a time, but that is solved due to the events of the film. So now the dragons have returned, and they and the humans are trying to relearn how to work together. So the dragons we are learning together how to ride dragons. So I envision the roller coaster starting off a little bit bumpy, a little bit, it feels almost like inexperienced. But as the roller coaster goes on, it'll get smoother and more, quote-unquote, advanced as we and the dragons learn together. I'm picturing some animatronics of some of the characters from the film. Sisu, Raya, who I think is an amazing character. And not the baby.
Yeah.
The baby is not on my ride.
Yeah, the baby was stupid.
I thought the baby was
I
pretty
haven't
cute.
seen the movie, but I can chime in and say, yeah, babies are stupid.
I thought the baby
Yeah,
was cute.
I'm with Eric.
I'll go on record and say I thought the baby was fun.
You
Well,
like
it's just
babies,
the baby
though.
felt like it came out of the movie Boss Baby,
Yeah.
and the rest of the movie was trying to be Avatar, so it didn't make any sense.
It felt very shoehorned in. It was like Disney was like, hey, that Boss Baby movie made a bunch of money for some fucking reason, so how can we cash in on that?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Anyway, but that is my ride, which I think will be very good because there won't be a baby.
Wow.
Okay.
That would, extrapolating off of that, pretty much every ride ever made is really good.
Well, yeah, because they
'Cause
don't have that specific
'cause they
baby.
don't have
Yeah, not any babies. That specific baby.
Still, that goes to reason then that 100% of rides created are really good.
Correct.
Brock loves Fast and Furious Supercharged because it doesn't have that baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm ever not enjoying a ride, just lean over and remind me that baby's not there.
All right.
All right, thank you, Brock. I am up next today.
The Big E.
So, my coaster, also from a pandemic property. You like the alliteration there? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So mine is based on the movie Onward.
Oh my god, that was still pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. So my thought on this is that it's sort of like a hybrid indoor-outdoor coaster. And we spent some time in, what the fuck is his name? Better prepared. Barley. The ride vehicles would be built around like his van kind of thing with like open top.
That's nice.
Version of the van. And so we're going through, and it'd be sort of multi-launch. We would stop at different scenes. We'd stop at the Manticore restaurant. We would, stop to view like the sweeping hills. We would, one of the things that I think would be kind of cool would be to have like, we're indoor or something that mimics the feeling of like going over the empty chasm. Mm-hmm. I haven't worked out exactly what that is. This is something I'd like to talk about, but I think that would be a cool like thrill moment to have like scenery or something about it like drop out from under you and make you feel like you're going over the chasm. And yeah, so it would be kind of just hitting like big points of the movie. Normally I don't like to do stories that are just like straight up off of the movie, but I think the different scenes and thrill sections of this of Onward lend themselves to like a multi-launch coaster pretty well.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that is that's my pitch. Barley. We're in Barley's van and we're going on the adventure to find the dad. And we fight the dragon. And that's how that goes.
All right, nice.
Next up we have T-Man.
T-Money.
All right. So I'm kind of glad at the beginning Eric, I believe, mentioned that the roller coaster episodes are an opportunity to kind of explore what Disney would allow in one of their parks as far as thrills and stuff. And I do think with the Tron coaster already coming to Disney World that they are moving towards implementing more thrill into some of their coasters. I think that's one thing.
Actually, I would argue that Expedition Everest and even kind of Rock and Roller Coaster pushed that envelope a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But as I was saying, I want to push this one step further with another property that was not introduced in the pandemic, but we got our new Captain America during the pandemic. So
that is true.
My pitch for a ride is a flying style launch coaster themed around Sam Wilson's Captain America's flying technology with his wings. So going through the general story I have is using the fact that Avengers Campus is kind of an area where different timelines can kind of merge together, is a superhero team up of villains like Red Skull, Baron Zemo, and Crossbones through like a legitimate thrill coaster mixed with Disney's ability to tell a story and theming on a roller coaster, but with a legit thrill to it.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's cool.
I like it. All right. Thank you, Tanner. Last up. Last and, let's face it, sometimes least. Jake.
Do I need to whip it out right now, Eric?
No, I don't need to feel that good about myself.
Okay. So
I didn't enjoy that.
So for my roller coaster idea, I thought of potentially the greatest intellectual property to come out of Disney Channel. which is Phineas and Ferb. I will argue Gravity Falls is right up there, but Phineas and Ferb has basically no representation in the parks. There was a little bit of a Phineas and Ferb meet and greet, and that was it. And I think that the roller coaster would be a great opportunity to bring them into the parks, because the pilot episode of Phineas and Ferb was Phineas and Phil or Ferb build a roller coaster in their backyard. And then that episode actually comes back. It was the season 2 season finale. They redid the roller coaster episode as a musical. And they build this amazing roller coaster that starts in their backyard, and then it winds through the downtown area. And it includes some crazy Phineas and Ferb's things, such as rubber snakes. They go through a car wash at one point, which could be fun. And they go through the downtown area. But then my little twist that I would love to add to this, and you guys, I'm sure, will say that it's cheating. But Phineas and Ferb episodes, the way that they work is there's always 2 plot lines that are going on at once that interweave with each other. And one focuses on Phineas and Ferb, and the other plot line focuses on Perry the Platypus and Dr. Doofenshmirtz. So I would like to have a secret dark ride that is a separate ride from the roller coaster that stars Perry the Platypus and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, but it can intertwine with the plot of the roller coaster. And then the end of every episode, Perry or Doofenshmirtz inadvertently makes whatever Phineas and Ferb did disappear, and I would love to work that in as well. So I would like to kind of weave those 2 things together. That is my pitch.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tanner. I see your face.
Oh, I'm waiting till we get to the question portion.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Welcome
as
to
well
the Q&A.
that I think needs to be.
All right, I have a question for Jake.
Yeah.
Jake,
Yeah.
what the fuck is the name of this episode?
There it is. Hey, I pitched a
My
roller
question
coaster.
for Jake is, what gives you the right?
I do whatever the fuck I want. Always have.
And that will be reflected in your grade at the end of the episode. And for everyone, for all the listeners, I give everyone a letter grade when we're done with the episode. Weirdly, I've never gone below an A+.
Nice save.
Further questions outside of what the fuck, Jake?
I'm waiting for Jake to answer my question. What's the name of the episode, Jake? Say it.
The name of this episode I'm going to change to Fuck You, Tanner.
Oh, cool. Good point.
Eric, so my question, you said they're looking for the dad, so does your ride take place during the events of the movie?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's the idea. I just didn't feel like there was enough. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the movie that you could sort of unpack, but like, I don't know, the main thrust of Onward lends itself to what I wanted to accomplish with the roller coaster.
Okay.
So
Dude, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with that. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right page with understanding.
Yeah.
So, and then Tanner, what is the setting for your ride? What do you imagine?
So I'm picturing it being kind of like Eric mentioned, an indoor and outdoor coaster.
Okay.
Where we are going to be, the stories that we are going into, we are leaving Avengers Campus to do sort of what is supposed to be a recon mission about something that the bad guys I mentioned are up to in a lair, and then from there things will go haywire as we get into a battle simulated on a roller coaster with them as we are accompanying Sam Wilson's Captain America on this mission. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Eric, I have a question for you. Do you currently have a story point as to why Barley's van is roller coastering?
That would be like the multi-launch section of that sort. It would be the sort of coincide along with the discovery of like the magic powers, right? As Ian is sort of discovering more of what he's capable of doing with the staff, the more we're sort of shooting off into the distance.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that would be the propulsion for the first part, and propulsions for stop sections of the launch, and then obviously sometimes we're rolling down hills and stuff like that. That would make a little more physics sense.
Yeah, nice.
That's cool.
Tanner.
Yes.
So when I hear the Sam Wilson Captain America thing, I think of like the actual like flight rides that you're sort of like your stomach down to the ground.
Yes. Yep.
That's what this would be.
Yeah,
Okay.
a flying coaster like that.
Okay.
Then
Wanted to double check because that is a good entry point into would they allow this then, because that is a next level kind of thrill. They're one of my favorites.
I love them. The Superman rides like that are excellent.
Yeah.
And then kind of keeping that flying, but with Disney's level of like using it as a way to tell a story, I think would be super cool.
Yeah, agreed. I think it'd be awesome.
But definitely, when I say flying coaster, we're on our stomachs,
Nice.
ready to go.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's the best way to feel like you're flying.
Yeah.
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 All right, cool. That's my question.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Brock.
Yes.
I have two for you. One, is the dragon going to talk in Aquafina's voice on this ride?
Sisu's gonna be there. I think she's going to be more of an animatronic.
Okay.
She and Raya are going to kind of guide us through the process. Sisu is Aquafina's character. But I think we would be riding different dragons.
Okay. Cool.
Aquafina, isn't that a water bottle company? What the fuck is Aquafina?
That is the actress's name.
Aquafina?
That was my big issue with Raya in The Last
Oh.
Dragon. I thought she was miscast in that part. But
I disagree. I love Aquafina.
I've never heard of this person.
You've seen her, or you've heard her at least. She started as a comedy YouTube rapper, which is why her name is so dumb. But then, she started getting cast in movies and such. So she's still Aquafina.
She was a good character. I mean, I thought she was cast well as the dragon, but I've just never heard of this person.
My
Okay,
second,
sorry.
I don't know if I was just forgetting, is there like a massive overarching story with your coaster, or was it more like we're riding dragons through the area?
I thought about that. I think just learning to ride dragons, because a lot of times with coasters, it's simply just too hard to complicate the story.
Yeah.
Well, not complicate it, but add story elements, unless you're doing a stop start or it's really animatronic heavy. But I was picturing more of this as an outdoor coaster. So I'm thinking it would be. I think the story, all it has to be is we're learning to ride, and maybe there's some twists and turns and mistakes along the way as Raya and Sisu kind of guide us. But I personally don't think the story needs to be more than that on this ride.
All right.
Jake.
Yeah.
Do you picture your two rides intersecting physically? We'll see the people on the roller coaster while we're in the dark ride, or vice versa?
So I think,
or are they
in the episode, Perry and Doofenshmirtz can see the roller coaster, but the people on the roller coaster don't notice them, which is usually how those episodes go. Perry is more than aware of what the boys are doing, but the boys aren't aware of what Perry is doing. So I think that could be fun to play with. Be it through, two-way glass or one-way glass or whatever that's called, or just, angles that are the way things are done. But yeah, I think this would be pretty neat. I can't think of an instance where Disney has intermingled two rides like this before, and I think it would be a fun thing to play with.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean interacting with the restaurant, the Blue Bayou.
Right, right.
But they're with slightly more complicated timings.
Right.
of how that would work. Cool.
It also is gives shades of the People Mover looking into rides, but on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally am obsessed with the ambition of this. So,
all right. I'm glad I got a question asked other than the initial what the fuck.
Oh, also, Jake, where are you picturing this kind of going, would you say, as far as lands or anything?
That's tough. I can't picture necessarily a great place. Again, Fantasyland kind of just has become like the default for where to put stuff. It's hard because Phineas and Ferb is a cartoon and it's an unrealistic cartoon, but at the same time, it's kind of rooted in realism. So it's tough. I don't know. I was hoping you guys might have some ideas of where it could go.
I would say either California Adventure, or I think you could fit it into Epcot and like the new way of like creation and stuff like that. I feel like you could force it in, but California Adventure is probably the main spot, I would think.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure what ideas you had.
No,
I could see it in like an MGM.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because that
is no longer what
doesn't super feel connected to Hollywood anymore. I will say, Eric, I noticed that turning one ride into two separate ride types that intermingle you're obsessed with that ambition.
I am.
But if a restaurant has 3 rooms, that's just too much for you. I'm not bitter.
Well, no, it's also because Jake's idea was good beyond the ambition.
Oh, shut up. My restaurant was great.
Yikes.
That's not what the voting said.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
All right, any other questions?
I'm all set. All of my...
Mine would be an Animal Kingdom, if anyone cares.
Oh, you know
Yours
what?
would be an
I had
Animal
just kind
Kingdom?
of assumed it would be an Animal Kingdom. I don't know why, I just did. But yeah, so I guess that makes sense. Especially because they have a dragon on the f***ing sign.
Exactly.
Cheats. All right. It's time to vote, boys.
Let's do it.
Let's vote, boys.
All right. I'll vote first today. I don't ever vote first.
All right. Trendsetter.
I know. Say this all the time, but this is a particular one where I feel like all of them are really strong. All of them have very interesting pulls to them, even though I'm not as into Phineas and Ferb as I probably should be. And even though I've never seen Raya the Last Dragon, I really like both ideas. I think they're both very strong and would be interested in talking about both of them. However, I will be voting for the Sam Wilson Captain America. I am intrigued. It's my favorite style of coaster, and I am excited to figure out a way to get that to fit into to a Disney park. So that is my vote. Tanner, you are up next.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I really love all of these ideas a lot. The Phineas and Ferb one is super cool, and I love the way you incorporated the show into the idea of doing 2 rides, even though I gave you shit for it. It's actually really cool and would work well. And I love Raya too. I think dragons are always a great in, but I am gonna go with I'm gonna throw it back to Eric with Onward this time, just because I do think that lends itself to the style of roller coaster that he wants to do so well, of like traversing through different lands. I'm gonna go with Onward. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So that means we got a Gabbard up next. We'll go alphabetically today. We'll go Brock.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been saying it, but I love all these rides. Eric, I think your Onward coaster's phenomenal, and I'm a little annoyed that they don't already have plans for something Onward, because, like, man, it lends itself so much to good theme park stuff, and you really hit the nail on the head there. Jake, your 2 combining rides is awesome, but I am going to vote for Tanner. I love the Marvel superheroes, and I'm super excited to see Sam Wilson as Captain America, and putting him in the parks would be a really great way to solidify that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Jake.
Yeah, I was going to vote for the Raya and the Last Dragon ride. I think Brock was right. It has great world building, and it would be nice to have a dragon in Animal Kingdom since there is one on the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
So instead, we will just be plastering over the dragon. We'll just cover the wings and make it look like a weird giraffe.
Well, those are based on Chinese dragons, so way to be culturally insensitive. All right, but Tanner, I believe that makes you this week's winner.
Oh, sick.
Come on down and claim your prize.
All right, my prize is making you guys talk about this ride. No, but seriously, I am very excited to kind of talk about how we could make a legit thrill attraction work there. I'm excited to see what you guys think with that. I think it'd be cool for Disney to kind of give an answer to some of the like very intense thrill rides that Universal puts out.
So this would be in the new Marvel Land, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think licensing wise, it's really the only major option for it. So.
Yeah, they can't put it in Disney World because of weird contract stuff, and I don't think any of the international parks would be as jazzed about Captain America.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, so like I said, I'm picturing kind of the setup for the ride being we are at Avengers Campus, which is the whole area is kind of training you and being the superheroes of tomorrow is kind of the idea. So the story of the ride would be we are sent on this recon mission with Sam Wilson, and the coaster would function as our new like developed flying technology that they've created so we can keep up with him with his flying Captain America suit, which is badass.
Super.
Yes.
Of that there is no doubt. It is super badass. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a cool story. Other maybe specific characters you think need to be implemented? Obviously, like the Winter Soldier has played a big role in in that particular, Captain America thing. So, I don't know. Thoughts there?
I would.
If I could interject.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I just that's what the show was about, was like him and Bucky kind of helping him Sam learn to be Captain America. I think it would be a little more powerful if Sam was doing this. Maybe there could be like some SHIELD support, but like Sam is running the show. This is his moment. He is Captain America now.
Right. Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I love Bucky Barnes and the Winter Soldier as a character and aesthetic and everything is super cool. But I think it would just really say something just even beyond like the story of the ride of like Disney really investing heavily in this Sam Wilson Captain America character.
I totally agree. I just didn't know if, I just wanted to check in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but then, like I said, my initial idea was like a team up of some of the villains that we've seen in the MCU as like the antagonist of the ride, just because, like I said, I want it to be a story, but since I didn't want to dive super deep into like the comic books, so we don't have like a bunch of like people going who don't know those characters and they're like, what's this ride about? There was nobody that really jumped out as the coaster would be a great launching point for them, and I don't think the villain should be like Hitler or anything.
Oh, are you saying Hitler's not a villain?
I just don't think that we need to even like bring Hitler into the Disney parks.
I guess.
Like, I don't think he makes a good villain.
Hot take, Tanner.
In like family park. Like, I would be unnerved if Disney invested money in creating a robot Hitler.
Yeah, it does feel like that could go bad a multiple of science fiction ways.
They could go the Rick and Morty route and do Abradolf Linkler, a cross between Adolf Hitler and Abraham Lincoln. Great moments with Abradolf Linkler.
I was kind of thinking. Jeez. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I learned
Prepare to be emancipated from your vastly inferior genes, I believe was the quote.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that shit's funny as f***, but like, not what I was expecting to hear today. That's all. You walk into certain situations and you're like, I'm not expecting to hear about a crossbreed of Abraham Lincoln and Adolf Hitler. And our podcast is one of those safe places that I was not expecting that to happen.
Yeah, so I was thinking we'd go with a less controversial villain, like Army Hammer.
Yeah, there you go.
But seriously, like I mentioned, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a team up potentially of like Red Skull and Crossbones and Zemo kind of setup, so we could have like different set pieces attached to each of these villains, kind of play with like how the coaster moves when we do that. And like I said, I kind of want this to be a multi-launch coaster. I wanted to incorporate fire explosions into this ride, take a cue from more of the Universal style. I didn't know. That's something I figured we could discuss. Would Disney allow?
I don't see why that would be a problem. I mean, they set a fucking lake on fire every night with, Phantasmic.
Yeah,
I think that would be fine.
That's true.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think there's fire effects on a lot of their rides, actually.
there's certainly like
I think it wouldn't be an
effects, if not fire. Like, one of the most jarring parts of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, when you're literally going to hell and they turn up the heat inside of the ride and you're like, this is a children's dark ride. What the fuck are you doing?
They gotta learn somehow, Eric.
No, I think pyrotechnics is an excellent. It has a place on this ride for sure. I think we need to discuss. Like, I know that we're not engineers, and we don't, understand like G-forces or like angles and stuff like that. But
speak for yourself, Eric. G-Force was a very interesting movie starring Nick Cage. A bunch of guinea pigs.
And a bunch of who are spies.
Was Nicolas Cage in that movie, really?
And they're spies.
Nicolas Cage played the Star-Nosed Mole.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so forget everything I said. We're actually doing a G-Force roller coaster.
Where are we ramping up to in terms of like thrills? Like, is this going to be like multiple loops? Is this are we just leaning into the flying part of it and kind of gliding around with maybe a corkscrew and a loop here and there? Does that make sense where I'm trying to...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically why I wanted like the recon mission is so we could start and kind of get people used to that flying feeling first.
Right.
And then as we get more into the chaos of the battle, I wanted more of the loops and corkscrews and stuff. I want to go, my thought is if Disney's going to allow us to do this ride in our imaginations, then we should go balls to the walls with the thrill of it and not hold back at all.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I agree.
Because the ride type already limits who's going to be able to kind of go on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
I would tell you guys I've been stuck on flying coasters twice. 2 times I have been stuck on a flying coaster. One was at Paramount's Great America on the lift, and one was at Magic Mountain in Southern California at the end tunnel right before you get off. So you're just fucking just dangling there, like arms and legs out, like over the ground for like 40 minutes.
That's
God,
the
it's
worst.
the worst 18th birthday ever.
That is horrible.
Twice.
Tanner, I have a question for you. Are we taking the place of Captain America, or are we joining him on his mission?
No, like I think I mentioned we're joining him on our mission.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do want animatronics or screens. I'm not sure what would be easiest for this ride, which is why I wanted it
Probably a hybrid.
Yeah, which is why I want it indoor and outdoors. So, like, I'm picturing the first part being our outdoor portion where we're more like flying and you're really getting to take advantage of that height and stuff before we kind of go down into the building layer that the ride, as we're kind of swooping in and out, seeing like more animatronic scenes where kind of, and then we have like an explosion of like where the pyrotechnic fire would be, and then that's where our chaos kind of goes, is we're looping and corkscrewing around.
So I'm picturing this, you said, so it's like a big Hydra warehouse kind of thing, like headquarters. That's cool. I think it would be neat if once there's explosions and stuff, it looks like you see parts of the building that look like compromised, and like you'll go out of broken windows and like come back in other places. That'd be cool. So you're kind of ducking outside every now and then.
Yeah, and I think it'd be great to kind of have like Anthony Mackie do like voice lines from it, so you can kind of hear him in
like
the seat
in a headset.
Yeah, as if you're communicating with him on headset. As like, oh, go look up through, and then like you see the window broken and you can fly through that. That'd be awesome.
That's cool.
I like that a lot. I think it's
yeah, I like your choice of multiple villains because the while technically that wouldn't work in the MCU timeline, Disney has done something I think is brilliant. We've mentioned before, but it's kind of a nebulous timeline where all these things can still, they aren't necessarily tied to the films.
especially after Loki. Time just doesn't matter anymore.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I think kind of Avengers Campus was their first warning of the multiverse coming. Because they definitely started playing with it there. But yeah, we can have all of these villains in the same area, even if they are gone or not relevant anymore in the films.
Yeah, so I think that would be awesome. Do we know what their insidious plot is?
I hadn't come up with anything major yet for that.
I think it could simply be, I think it would be easy if they're just trying to lure Captain America into a trap.
I think that works.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole thing is, like, if you're... And that's why a simple recon mission goes into disaster, is because the whole goal was to lure him and us by association there.
Yeah.
Could be like a new united Hydra, and this is their first, like, big catch, right? Like, we're going to come in and we're going to catch Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be fun. As all those characters are at least somewhat associated with Hydra, I believe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that works. And I think that's a simple enough story to tell with a couple of slower show scenes, stop-type show scenes and launches, and not something where you're like, yes, well, let us stop the coaster for 5 minutes as we explain how we're going to attack this city and to reveal our agents under Hydra control and stuff.
Yeah.
And then aren't you so glad you're hanging there like Eric on his 18th birthday while a Red Skull animatronic yells his plan at you for 10 minutes?
That would have made it so much better.
You just call me monologuing.
Yeah, whenever I'm in a position like that, I just like getting yelled at, you know?
Yeah.
You stupid. You idiot.
Ooh.
It's like Zemo showing you pictures of his town being destroyed in a PowerPoint slide as you just stuck. You did this, Brock Gabbert.
But I do love that idea because if it's a trap, then the characters, Sam will be surprised to see them. And so suddenly they'll show up and over the headset it'll be like, oh no, it's Crossbones. Oh no, watch yourself, it's Arnim Zola or whatever. Oh, Zola would be cool. We could finally put him in his robot body.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it would at least be canon in the parks.
Yeah, let's do it. I'd say that.
Sorry, that's me getting comic booky.
Well, it seemed like they were setting that up to happen, and then it didn't happen.
They were, and there was a few plans, but they all got cut out of the movies. But I'm just hoping it somehow happens anyway.
It will. On the Sam Wilson Captain America ride.
In one of the multiverses that now exist in Marvel, it has happened. And just think about it. There's a parallel Earth in which that idea wasn't scrapped. So you should go there.
Well, and what's really cool about Kevin Feige,
thanks, Dick,
is that, and also, but Brock, that wasn't actually mean because in that universe, COVID didn't happen because they didn't cut the Arnim Zola robot body out.
That is why COVID happened. We all know that. Some guy was so pissed off that it wasn't there, he went and ate a bat.
Yeah, why haven't people tried to track down Ozzy Osbourne as patients here for this? I don't. Are we at the point where we can make jokes about it again? Has that happened? Has Bo Burnham allowed us to make jokes about COVID again?
Bo Burnham has healed this nation.
Hey, South Park was making jokes about it months ago.
Yeah, I know, and it felt weird.
Well, they were the ones who broke the joke barrier after 9/11 too. They were the first ones to start publicly making 9/11 jokes. So
yeah, and that
if South Park
hilarious.
says it, then it can go.
I don't think South Park necessarily has the same social cachet in 2021 as they did in 2001, but maybe.
Yeah, that's Bo Burnham.
Tanner,
I'm going to say I've seen South Park. I don't know if all of it we should say. If they say it, it can go.
Tanner, you're right.
I'm familiar with the character of Eric Cartman. Yeah, this ride is amazing.
This is a ton of fun.
Yeah. I love. What else do we need to flesh out? Obviously,
let's talk about pre-show, queue, ride building, that kind of stuff.
So,
us
pre-show, I'm picturing kind of being like a very state-of-the-art. We're in the Avengers campus area, so we're seeing new technology being designed. Brock, it sounded like you had like some specific ideas. Oh, you just said
no. I was
so I was like, oh, cool. But
no, it's just a matter of lag.
Yeah, so I think it's like you have SHIELD agents, and we're kind of being prepped on this recon mission, and like our show scene. I think it'd be cool to have a video of Sam coming out and kind of giving us the breakdown of we're going to travel and do this recon mission. We've developed, we've used the Red Wing technology to develop this new flying stand-in for what the coaster is.
One of the things that I love about the show and how it's being represented in this ride is I love that Sam didn't take the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
And I love that it is now, like, you know, as a representative, like, he's representing the black community, like, we're a hero regardless, right? And that's something that's, I think, being extrapolated in a cool way in this particular ride, like, for kids and adults and anybody who's going to seek fantasy fulfillment. Like, now we have a Captain America that is not, in fact, like a superhuman. And we can kind of take that seat. Anyways, that was just a thought that struck me. It's cool. Continue.
Cool. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm picturing as our pre-show area, and then loading, kind of just like in a...
I think at some point in the queue, it would be nice to have like wanted posters or like historical archives or something that like show those villains, just so we set them up for the ride.
Agreed. Yeah, we can talk about like maybe there's like campus has like the ability to detect new variants stealing some of our Loki stuff, entering into their area.
I think we can do that for 2 of them, and then have like Red Skull be a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking we just have to have like a picture of Red Skull at some point in the queue,
a gravestone,
which is why I'm saying like,
and then oogity boogity boogity, he's back.
Yeah, exactly. I agree that Red Skull should be a surprise on the ride. Mm-hmm. They could be like, Crossbones is up to something, and then, oh my gosh, Red Skull's back. It's much bigger than we thought. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, and then exit out into a gift shop. I think we should probably come up with a finale for the ride, I guess.
Right.
Since we get in trouble and do all these loops and stuff.
We can. So here's something that I think would be kind of cool if it were doable and safe to incorporate. We've already talked a little bit about pyrotechnics, right? Mm-hmm. So like we swoop down into one of these warehouses that they've tried to get us into, and literally like fireworks style stuff shoots out of the vehicle, and then creates like an explosion scene in this warehouse that successfully derails their plot to bring back Hydra or whatever. And then we have like Sam in our ear saying, "Great shot, now get out of there," right? And then that would be an interesting way to do that.
I like that a lot.
I like that too.
I think that's really cool. I think it's
doable, even if it's like we're not literally shooting the explosions from. There's ways to give the effect of that it's our ride vehicle shooting things and then causing the explosions, and that's a very cool way to kind of let us be the heroes, which is what they're aiming for. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great. So I like that a lot.
We dock back in. We go to our one of a million Marvel gift shops that I'm sure exist now. But this one I probably a little more twisted towards like Sam's Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Well, show me your moves.
Let's do a quick little recap. We start in a queue. We learn about the threat, how we're going on a recon mission. They always have to explain the ride vehicle and give it some sort of name. They love telling us what the ride vehicle's supposed to be. We get in that. We follow Sam on a recon mission, end up in a secret Hydra base. We are attacked on all sides by villains like Red Skull, Crossbones, Zola, maybe Baron Zemo. And then through the course of Sam's and our heroics, we kind of blow the place. We head back. I think in the at the end there, we should either like hear Sam be like, "We got them all, we arrested them all," or even like literally see that. And then we exit through the gift shop,
which is the raft, where we've locked them all up.
Nice. We could literally see footage like on the exit queue of like them sitting in cells at the raft, like
the
security
raft
footage.
Is that big prison out in the middle of the ocean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so kind of seeing that, just like security footage of that, I think would be good. And then, we exit out into our gift shop where we have Captain America things.
Where we can buy Spider-Man gauntlets. Have more Spider-Man fun. For 65.
No, this one you buy wings because at some point they just drop you out of the ride vehicle and you want something you can glide on.
You don't have the wings, you just fall flat on your face.
Yeah, if everyone on the coaster doesn't pay for the upgrade to shoot the explosives, the ride actually goes on to another track where you literally are, and that's where you hang and you are tortured by animatronics of all of the villains.
Yeah.
Just yelling at you.
You say it's a good life lesson. Money wins wars.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we have a roller coaster. Tanner, how do you feel about it?
Good. I really like it. I really wish that Disney would do this or something like it in terms of taking a thrill risk again, I think would be cool. I want a Disney flying coaster.
Pre-COVID, it was rumored that they were going to do a Captain America coaster, but it was going to be more based on Chris Evans' Cap, and it was going to be a motorcycle type ride. But I think your ride would be better than that.
I agree.
So,
Thanks.
But anyway, with that being said, I think it's time to move on to the lightning round.
Yes, lightning.
Spin that.
No, that wasn't
Wheel.
a coaster about Thor.
Okay, so today we are doing a walkthrough attraction. Brock, what is a walkthrough attraction?
A walkthrough attraction it's sort of like a museum, but much more fun. You see, there's a lot of animatronics, displays, lots of things, but you are the vehicle. You are walking through it and seeing things go about around
Eric,
you.
what are some examples of walkthroughs that currently exist in Disney parks?
Why are you asking me?
Well,
I'm actually blanking on this.
So there's
now.
the Swiss Family
Yeah.
Robinson
The only one I can even-
Treehouse.
Yeah.
If you go over to
yeah,
Disneyland
Tom
Sawyer
Paris,
Island.
you've got a lot more, but they do an Alice in Wonderland one. They have an Aladdin one. But the big one,
The one
in
that
the
I always
American
jump to
parks.
is.
Sorry.
I said the one that I always jump to that I don't think you can do anymore is Tom Sawyer's Island.
No, it's still in Walt Disney World.
Oh, that's good. That place is it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
After that.
Yep. So those are
Yeah.
some walkthrough attractions. But anyway, today we are doing a walkthrough attraction on Toy Story. And I will say it can be any of the Toy Story films. Pick your favorite.
Thank you, Jake.
Okay. Brock.
Brock looked super excited to go first. He had his fingers crossed, and then when you called his name, it looked like he was like in disbelief for a moment. So it better be
I
fucking
was
good.
very surprised that I actually made it. Well, it probably won't be, but I like it. So the walkthrough attraction is going to be we are the size of toys in Andy's room. We go under desks, under the bed, and we see kind of all of the fun little things that the toys have set up while they live their lives while Andy's gone. So under the bed there might be some sort of like club or restaurant made out of like blocks and Legos. So it's just not restaurant they don't eat, but something where they hang out, stuff like that.
It's a fucking
Some
toy
kind of
rave. They've
I
got
don't
like
know why.
glow sticks and they take
Sex
Molly and
club.
shit.
Why do I feel like
Yeah.
Brock's bold idea was you are the size of toys for Toy Story?
I feel like that's going to be. I'm incorporating
Everyone's
that
idea?
in mine.
I just thought it was fun and wholesome.
You are a full-size adult walking through Andy's room and looking at all the motionless toys on the ground.
Because you are a real person and they don't want to deal with you.
No, to be honest, I just wanted to go first because I wanted to get in on Andy's room.
Oh, sure.
Whatever, my idea is better than that
That's
anyway.
all. I'm sure they are. Like I said, it probably wasn't good, but I like it.
Love you,
Next
Brock.
up is 10.
It's me?
Yeah.
All right. So, bold start. We are the size of toys.
Holy
Get it? We will be the size of toys, and we are going to be doing the escape from Pizza Planet. So we will be walking through an arcade, and we will see terrifying giant versions of things. We will end up in the claw machine at one point and have to climb our way out of a bunch of different alien toys. It'll be really fun and so loud. The end.
Nice.
I tried to rig it so that I would go not last, but I'm last. Congratulations, Jake. You're next.
All right. So for mine, we're going to be the size of toys. Holy shit, I know. But we are going to be in Sid's room, and it's going to be a fucking scary experience. We're going to be walking around in Sid's room. We're going to be seeing all of his scary, creepy things that he has. It's going to be dark. Kids are not going to like the ride, but that's okay because fuck kids. Not in that way. And we're going to see like the spider baby head, and we're going to see like the hooker toy. It's like the fishing pole with the legs. And we're going to see Sid's experiments he's done on toys. It's going to be great.
Nice.
Jake said the phrase "fuck kids" and "hooker" in the same lightning round pitch.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to get in on Andy's room first.
And you said you wanted to have a fucking rave club with Molly and shit? What the fuck, Brock?
I think
And speaking
it was
of
a fun
taking
idea.
E, Eric, I think you're next.
I mean, I think it's probably fair to say that yes, I have done the most ecstasy out of anybody in this particular podcast.
I meant because your name starts with an E, but okay.
So, wait for it. Wait, tell me if you've heard this before. We're toy sized.
Holy shit. No fucking way.
God.
What?
I knew everyone was going to say that.
Okay.
I just...
That out of the way. We are in Sunnyside, and we're walking through all the I don't even remember what Sunnyside is, but the whole thing is we get to see, Lotso Huggin' Bear's plan sort of fold out over rooms until the final room where we're all sucked into the middle of it. And that's
of an incinerator? The final room is an incinerator?
Yeah, and it's a slide down into the incinerator.
Maybe we can just repurpose the hell scene from Mr. Toad.
That's my attraction.
Nicely done, everybody. Those are some great lightning round pitches. It's too bad that Disney will not make them happen. Brock, why don't you take us out of here?
Oh, I'm definitely prepared for this.
We only do this every episode.
I forgot.
Every episode.
Jake,
Hey.
strap on your wings and your Facebook. It's time to take on Hydra.
Facebook.com/Main Street Musings.
Tanner, it's a good thing you've got that shield. It's made out of vibranium and also our
Jesus Christ,
Instagram.
tell me to put a strap on. You're telling Tanner to have a vibrator. For fuck's sake, Brock.
What? What?
Main_street_musings for Jake's drawing
Oh,
of
because
this.
vibranium? Oh, God. And Eric, the Red Skull's back, and he's hijacked our Twitter.
At MSM_podcast.
And I'm Brock. Everyone, make sure to give us a 5-star review. Tell your friends. Check out our Twitter polls for our lightning round votes.
Yeah.
And
what?
see you next time.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good job, everyone. We did an episode.
Bye.
We said it won't happen. I don't know. Tune in next time. Something like that.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.